Hi, I'm Carolyn Sayre from Time Magazine, and joining me now is Deepak Chopra. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Do you ever just wake up and are you in a bad mood? Does that ever happen?
I can't remember the last time I was in a bad mood or I was depressed. So I would say, I'm embarrassed to say no. You know, everything that's wrong is either going to be in the future or in the past. If you're grounded in the present and you ask yourself, what's wrong with this moment, you'll find there's nothing wrong with the moment. In other words, bring yourself totally to the present and you'll find this moment is free.
You've also said before it's possible to actually change your age if you change your perception of aging. How does one do that, and how can I do that?
I'm 105 years old. I hope I don't look it. No, more and more evidence is emerging now that the biological markers of aging do not have to correlate with the chronological age of a person. So how can you do that? Well, you can change your perception of aging by first of all thinking and understanding that as we grow older, we become wiser, we become better, we become more useful, we become more responsible. We can also change our perception of time. People who are constantly running out of time, their biological clocks are faster. They have faster heart rates, higher blood pressure, jittery platelets with high levels of adrenaline. When they suddenly drop dead of a heart attack, then of course they've run out of time. So don't ever say to yourself, I don't have enough time. Say, I have all the time in the world. I have eternity. Okay? And when we transcend time, as when people say, the beauty of the mountain was breathtaking, time stood still. When we fall in love, when we have an experience of unity consciousness, then time doesn't exist. And that has a direct effect on our biological age. If you feed toxic emotions, toxic relationships, toxic substances, toxic environments, then the body will age. On the other hand, if you feed in nurturing impulses in your body, it will change differently.
Is God a woman?
God is a projection of our highest instinct to know ourselves. In our evolution, we've gone through a phase that has been very male and predatory. And that has peaked now because see what's happening in the world right now. It's the male predatory impulse that was necessary for survival, fight or flight. But the next phase of human evolution has to be not survival of the fittest, but survival of the wisest. For that we need intuition, a sense of beauty, nurturing, tenderness, affection, and love and compassion. And for that, we certainly need a woman God. I think when we bring back the feminine in our spiritual traditions, we will really see a healing. And I'm not being facetious. This is very important for us to realize that the feminine face of God, India, we call it Shakti, the Jewish tradition, Shekinah, and she's symbolized in the Mother Mary. All these feminine faces of God need to be revived if we're going to survive.
I was surprised to find out that you've worked a little bit with comic books. Did you read comic books as a kid?
I grew up reading comic books. I grew up living a mythical life in my imagination. And I think myth is the most important thing that fires our creativity and our imagination. When we lose mythology, then our kids join street gangs because gangs have mythology, or adults join cults because cults offer rituals and mythical imagination. I think we need to restore mythology for our collective healing. And I also think we need to create cross-cultural mythical heroes. So imagine a superwoman or Wonder Woman who is the product of an Iraqi and an American consummation. That would bring about much more healing in the world than all the talk.